Hi everyone. So as you can see by the title, this is Road to No Grad Job. So this is a series that's tracking my journey towards being a full-time trader. I'm starting by explaining how I got interested in trading, and then I'll explain the problem at hand that I have. So I became curious about trading and forex in general in 2020 during lockdown. However, I just found it impossible to find any sort of good information online. I'm sure if anyone has an interest in trading or that sort of thing, you'll Google it or you'll look it up on YouTube and you see all these different videos of people explaining the best way to earn money, quick way to earn money, and it's just it's all a bit junky. A lot of people don't teach you in the right way. A lot of people trying to take your money, and I found I couldn't find any useful place to go to actually properly learn forex. So I kind of gave up with it, as well as just being young, being in sixth form. And jump ahead to first year university. I didn't have a job at university in first year, but I wanted to earn money somehow. And so I looked towards match betting. So match betting is this thing where when you've never bet before, you can sign up for different websites such as Bet365, Betfair, and they'll often give you a sign up bonus. So let's say I think Bet365 normally do this, where you can bet £1 and then get £40 in free bets or something like that. And there's plenty of other firms do this. Almost every single betting company will do that. That's how they get you in. And what you can do is you can do something called match betting, where you let's say I'm signing up for Bet365, so I'll place that pound bet on, I don't know, Chelsea to win, and then I'll hedge it against on Betfair, let's say, or on Smarkets, which is an exchange where I'll bet on Chelsea to draw or lose, and so I cover every outcome. And so I only lose a little bit of that money, but then on the free bets, it means I'll gain money because I'm not actually losing money on one side. And this made all right money. I made somewhere in the region of £500 to £1,000 doing that. Anyone can do that, and it doesn't take much effort. I signed up for Odds Monkey, which kind of helps you out quite a lot because like 30 quid a month. But if you work hard, you can get it done in a month or two. So it's worth the investment. And that was good. However, you can only do that for sign-ups. So it's very limited, and you can't earn more than the set. I don't know, £1,000 really, in terms of worth your money. And so I kind of just did that and didn't really know what to do with it. I then signed up for a thing called Pro Sports Advice. He's the most followed tipping betting company in the world. I think I would have saw him on TikTok, and I signed up for his thing because his returns looked really good, and you can sign up. I think his initial thing is £10 a month or £6 a month, something like that, and he has different categories and stuff, and it looks really good. And I quickly joined the elite one, which was £70 or £80 a month. Which is a lot of money, but I was earning it back in terms of following his tips, and it was good. And on this, it was called Elite VIP. There was this guy who did American horse racing who had crazy returns. We're talking, I don't know, I think he was doing 150, 200% in a month, which is unheard of any sort of investment. 150 to 200% in a month, and you can do that most months is crazy. And I became really curious in this because obviously if this was sustainable, this would be the best money making system in the world. So I followed his tipping quite a lot, and it was going good, but I don't know, I wanted to be able to learn how to do it myself as opposed to follow this guy, because it's never good, even with trading and with many other things. It's not good to rely on other people for your income, in the same way that taking signals for trading isn't a good way of doing it, because if that guy disappears off the face of the earth or stops doing it or this, that, the other, or hides behind a massive paywall, you're screwed. You haven't got income. And I wanted to learn it myself, because he didn't work lots of nights as well. He only worked 3-4 nights a week, and if I can work whenever I want, then yeah, that sets me up. So I learned how to do that by just asking about and finding exchanges to look at and finding out how he did this, and I created my own strategy for it, and it was really good. I earned good money from it. In probably a year, I made, I don't know, £4,000 to £6,000 profit ish, but it was chaos. It was my best ever night. I made £2,800, and I think my worst night would have been £2,000 loss, maybe £1,800 loss. So it was crazy. Like on my tracking thing, I put over £100,000 worth of bets on, which is just obscene for a person. Because obviously I didn't have £100,000, but you kind of recycle the money, and it was obscene. Like I could put on 400, £500 bets. It was crazy. But eventually, these betting firms understand what you're doing. So, for instance, the way I was doing it is I'd find a horse for, like, let's say 8-1, and it'd actually be a 3-1 horse, and so I'd bet money on that, and so I have the odds better than the actual horse has, and so it's just like, if your average return on horse racing is, let's call it 80%, 85%. So if you bet on every horse, you'd lose 20%, 15%. Because I'm getting much better odds than what's true, my return on investment is 150, 200%, whatever it is. And so, but a law of averages, you'll win eventually, and you'll make profit. That's why the swings were so high and low, because eventually it equals out and you make money. But it was good, but it just wasn't sustainable, because the betting firms catch on, because when I'm betting on 10-1 horses and they go to crash down to evens or 2-1, and they catch on and eventually get banned, and there's not many companies that have these really good odds that move, because you want to have the best odds. So it's mainly Bet365 and Betfair that were the best. So eventually I got banned from one of them, and I'm probably banned from 50 betting sites now from doing it. And so I kind of I'd lost that source of income, and so I had to find a new way to get income. Especially what I like about trading and what I liked about the betting stuff was I worked on my own hours. And I worked my own days whenever I want. There was no set schedule, which is great when you're a university student and your friends randomly want to go out on a Friday night, or you want to hang out with your girlfriend, or you want to hang out with your friends, or you do this, that, the other. Uni life is hectic and crazy, and you want to only work when you want to work, essentially. And then in January 2023, so that's the start of second term of freshers year, I began learning about Forex. And this took up a lot of my time. I think I averaged 2 to 3 hours a day from then until now trading. Some days it was more, some days it might have been less. But I worked really hard. Really hard. And I missed out sometimes. I missed out on some nights out. I missed out on doing this and that because I was so obsessed with learning. I'm still so obsessed with learning because I really, really want to do this. Not because I fantasize about having my dream car, my dream house, this other. Part of it is obviously going to be about money, but just the challenge and the puzzle and the problem solving of it, I love, and I really, really enjoy it. And that's what really helps me keep going when I have a crap day, or I crap day on the charts, or I do this, that, the other. I'm always motivated to do better. Always, always, always. And that's why I've kind of never quit that. And so now, so it's August the 4th, 2024. And I'm entering my final year of university in a month. And with university, you need to apply for grad jobs. And grad job applications begin September or October of this year, so in a couple of months' time. But they will go on till maybe March or April. But grad jobs are a really long and tedious process. I was applying for summer internships first term last year. And I only applied for 10 or 15, and they take hours and hours of your time. And so it's not sustainable for me to be trading, doing university, applying for internships, and living my life. And so one of them has to go. And so it's between trading and internships. And obviously, I really, really want to be trading. That's all I want to do. I work so hard. I'm so obsessed with it. But there has to be a break-even point where I go, you know what, you've tried your best. It's not happening right now. You've got to apply for a grad job. Because if I'm finishing and graduating in July and I have no grad job and I'm not earning money from trading, then I'm kind of screwed. I'm then going to have to go work like some random crap job that I don't want to do. And so the plan is to get good enough at trading that I can then, by December the 13th, which is when my university term 1 lectures finish, I am successfully making enough money that I can comfortably not apply for a grad job. Hang on. So, how am I going to achieve this, and what is my break-even point? So, if you look at the screen, on the top line here, we have funding. So, at the minute, I have $6,000 of funding, and I'm averaging 4% profit a week, and I expect to maintain that, or if not gain that. So, 4% profit a week, I think, is fair. So, at the minute, if I was just using the $6,000 funded account, I would make $240 a week, which is 187 GBP, and so that's only £9,300 a year. That's not sustainable. I also currently have a 6k funded challenge. That's just over break even at the minute, so according to my 4% profit stats, I would expect to be getting that passed by next Friday, which happens to be my reset. So if I then have that 12k of funding, and I'm trading 50 weeks a year, which is an overestimate. I wouldn't be working that much, but we're just using that as an example. That'd be £18,000, which is good, but you could get a grad job or a grad internship or apprenticeship, whatever, and you'd be earning very similar money to that. And so it's not. I wouldn't define that as sustainable living, because I'd like to be earning more than that, where I can comfortably, I don't know, move out of my parents' place, do this, that, the other, have freedom, and so that I wouldn't class that enough. So that is, I'd like to achieve $12,000 of funding within the next 2 weeks, and I hope that's what I hope to do. So from then, so you can see the difference here between 12k and 27k. So that would be buying a $15,000 funded account and trying to pass the challenge, and then the 12 to 37k is a 25k funded account, and that's dependent on how well these next 2 weeks go. And if I pass, like, next 2 weeks, let's say I pass the account, it's how quickly did I pass, how well did I do. At that point, I decide between a 15k or a 25k. And then if I was to pass them, so if I'm to continue to sustain 4% profit a week, and I then had 27k of funding, so that'd be the 15k plus the 2 6s, that would be £42,000 a year. That is completely sustainable living for someone my age. And that would be comfortable enough to say, I don't need to apply for grad jobs in December. So that is the threshold. $27,000 of funding, or I'll call it 25k of funding. If I can achieve 4% profit a week consistently, and if I can finish, or if I can hit by December the 13th, have $27,000 of funding, then I could sustainably not apply for grad jobs. So that's what the series is going to be all about. It's going to be sporadic updates about how I'm doing, if I pass any accounts, or how I traded during the day. I'll make videos when I can. As let's say there's a video tomorrow night, that would be purely on Monday's work. But then let's say the next video is Thursday, I'd go through Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, just to keep updated, or keep people updated if they're interested, but mainly keep myself accountable for working hard and achieving this. Because if I reach December 13th and I haven't got 4% profit a week in me, or I haven't got the funding. If I have 2% a week, but then I've got 50k funding, that's fine, right? But if I'm not hitting this sort of number, as in if my yearly projection is this sort of number or above, then I've got to start looking for grad jobs, because especially by December 13th, I'll have coursework to do, and I'll have revision for my January exams. So trading then will slightly go to the side anyway for the next month or so, as I want to have this sort of yearly income in the bag by then. So yeah, that's the plan. That's the kind of aim for Forex. For futures, it's just working in the background. I haven't got enough data on futures to kind of say I'm going to pass this when, or I'm going to aim for this, that, the other. Futures I'm treating as a bonus right now. It's going good. I'm like a third into passing the account. But who knows? Futures, I'm not as ready as I am on Forex yet. Forex, I'm confident I can do this. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you've made it this far and showing support, I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll hopefully post a video this week about what I've done and yeah, how it's going on.